This is New Day Northwest. Now, here's Margaret Larson.
Hey, good morning and welcome to New Day Northwest. The weather department says sunny skies later this afternoon, but while you're waiting to go outdoors, we hope you'll spend the hour with us. We're having tons of fun with the Latin fusion band Los Bambinos. Their music is guaranteed to lift your mood today. The hottest new Indian restaurant in town is called Shaunak, and the owner is here to teach us one of her amazing recipes. Our pet vet is in the house answering your pet questions. Thank you for submitting those. And our audience has come to play. We'll be throwing discs and dancing disco in our latest New Day game, Just for Funsies. Well, we've all been there at some point. Friends or family drop by. It's unexpected. There's no time to run to the store or plan for hosting. So what do? Kimberly Kennedy is an entertaining expert and the author of The Art and Craft of Entertaining. And she's here now to show us some basic ingredients you can always have on hand to make any occasion memorable, even on a moment's notice. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Great. I mean, first of all, this is beautiful.
Thank you.
This spread. And this is kind of a good question. If you have this stock list of things that you just have on hand, then you can do these things, right?
Exactly. That's the secret. It's stocking your pantry. So you have these things on hand. So at a moment's notice, when someone rings your doorbell, you can put out a few things, give them a little something to drink, and you are the hostess with the mostest.
Well, in preparation, I opened my fridge last night just to see, okay, what could I give people if they came over? And I had like 10 strawberries and some Cool Whip and a couple of hard-boiled eggs. So
okay.
Clearly, I'm not ready for this. So this is great. Where shall we start?
Well, the first thing I do when I am stocking my pantry is I always keep a bottle of bubbles in my refrigerator.
That's a great idea.
I think that nothing is more festive than, even if it's just a Tuesday, opening up a bottle. I happen to love this Prosecco. It is under $15.
That's what I was going to say. The price on the Prosecco is great.
Yes, to keep it in your fridge at all times. And if you want to drink it just for fun, another night, great. And then restock it. This is a really fresh one. The packaging is beautiful, so it looks festive. And again, I keep it all the time in my fridge. Pop it open, pour it.
Great idea. What do you think about all the new rosés that are out? Is that a good thing to keep on hand for summer?
I love rosés. I do. I think they're a great thing for summer in the warm weather. But one thing I love to do is to introduce a new wine to my friends. It's kind of a conversation item. So I bought this ReMidas. It's a Suave, which many people have not tried.
I don't know what that is.
It's comparable to a Pinot Grigio. It's under $10. And also a nice alternative, you know, for something fun. You can have both in your fridge and break one out depending on people's preferences.
And
but this is a really good fresh one. No, it's under $10, and it's interesting. So it's always fun, and it's light and crisp. It's very good.
Okay.
So the first thing I do when people come in the door after I pour them a cocktail is I'll put out some olives or nuts. That's the quickest thing you can do. The shelf life on those is forever in your pantry or your refrigerator. So you just pop those out into a little bowl.
Okay.
Then if I want to get a little fancier, I get into the charcuterie. Now the thing that's so great about charcuterie is it will last in your fridge for months. This package right here has a date of a year from now for expiration.
That's a good long time.
That's a very good long time. So something easy to have around. Cheeses as well. Just check the date. Obviously, cheese is going to be the first thing to expire of everything here. But what my husband and I love to do is if the cheese is about to expire, we'll kind of create a dinner out of all these things and just snack. It's the best dinner, really. And it's so easy. I have a little one at home, and so it makes it really easy. And he loves it as well.
And this is nice. You just have a plain serving dish that you can use over and over no matter what it is that you're putting out for people.
Yes. One of my things that I recommend is in your entertaining arsenal, you should have several white basic platters and small dishes that mix and match. So whatever you're putting out, you have, you know, the right dish to fit the right thing. You don't need a ton of things, just a couple platters, a couple small dishes. What I've done here is I've taken those cheeses out of the fridge. And one thing that's nice to note when you're selecting your cheeses, try and get one that is a firm cheese, a semi-firm, and then a triple cream or a brie. It adds for a nice, you know, difference of cheeses on the palate. And it's also nice if you get a cow, a sheep, and a goat's milk. That makes it also interesting.
In cheeses,
in
not
cheeses.
Actual animals.
Yes.
Okay.
So what I do is I just basically place it out on a platter. I like to incorporate things that people haven't tried, and this is what makes you really stand out.
Okay.
I stock my pantry with some different preserves that have herbs in them. This is a ghost pepper mustard. It'll stay in your pantry forever. It goes great with charcuterie. And also these right here, these fruit pastes are available at all grocery stores. They're not specialty stores.
The fig is my favorite.
Yeah, and they pair really well with all cheeses, and it even gives you direction on which cheese to pair it with. Something I love to incorporate, in addition to cornichons or small pickles, is to do pickled ramps or the little olives from France that are a little bit different that you can buy in your grocery store and just have on hand. And that's what makes it look just a little bit more special.
Right, and you've got some dried fruit.
I
And
do.
You've got honey.
Honey is something you already have in your pantry. It goes really well with manchegos and some of the drier, saltier cheeses.
You can just drizzle that around on your plate and
Crack
go
a
to
little
town.
pepper in it too. It's fantastic.
Okay.
And like I said, you know, round it out with some dried fruits and some nuts. Very easy.
That's a great
something to
idea.
do.
I especially like those things that last a long time, so
Yeah.
you don't have to worry. You did a wonderful little basket here. That's
Crackers,
so appetizing.
again in your pantry. This is a really easy tip that I learned from when I was in Manhattan a lot. One of the hotels served a trio every time you sat down. Nuts, chips, and a little something extra.
What is that?
Those are cheese straws. And in the South, that's a very popular thing. They're a little bit spicy, they're salty, cheesy, and it's a nice round out for, you know, the nuts and the chips. And this is something that if you have none of these other things, this right here, if you get a trio server at one of the local stores, put these things out, glass of bubbles, and
you're
you're
good to go. I'm just sampling as I go down the row here. What do we have
This
here?
is kind of
Marshmallows
fun.
and chocolate.
Yes. This is actually, I did sweet and savory s'mores today. I thought it would be fun, especially if you have some impromptu guests and maybe have some children involved, or if you're doing outdoor entertaining and you want to incorporate a little something interactive and fun. I took the basic s'mores ingredients, I rounded it out with some fruit, because after a first s'more or two, you want a little something different, you know, to kind of round it out. I also have these dark, or 3 or 4.
You're going to eat 7 or 8, let's face it.
Exactly, but dark chocolate with salted almonds, caramel. These are Rolos from the 80s.
Right.
You know, kind of fun nod to some things. Reese's
Those
peanut
are
butter cups.
addictive. Please be very careful.
They are, and they're amazing once they get melted in a s'more. If you've never tried it like that,
They really are.
It's good. It's good stuff. So
This is cute. You have different sizes of marshmallows.
yeah, the one thing that's really neat now is that they not only have different sizes, they have different flavors of marshmallows right now. They have chocolate mint, strawberry. You can basically, whatever you want to keep in your pantry, it would be a really nice colorful display if you wanted to mix in some other fruit flavored marshmallows in there as well.
That's great. And putting it in a basket like that, that is really very festive.
Really
looking.
versatile.
It's
You could
pretty.
also put your charcuterie and cheese in this as well. All these little dishes, really, you just use your imagination when you're plating. You can make things look really neat.
Exactly. That just makes it look like you have some intentionality to it. This is beautiful.
This is the savory s'mores. Now, this is kind of fun. These are the little balls of mozzarella you can get. And like I have these little skewers that I found that have extendable arms. What you do is you put the mozzarella on the end of the skewer, toast it a little bit, get it warm and melty, and then put it between 2 savory crackers with a little bit of oven roasted tomatoes, an olive tapenade, a leaf of basil.
Wow.
And one thing that's fun, this is a casillero del diablo. It's basically cellar of the devil.
The devil's,
and when talking about all
wine.
this fire and flame, and it's really nice to be sitting outside with a nice bottle of red, also inexpensive, around $12, and you've got a really neat, you know, impromptu entertaining spread.
That is wonderful. And tell us a bit about your book.
My book is a mix of recipes, crafts, and entertaining advice. It's for the seasoned entertainer, for little tips, and the girl that's never thrown a party before in her life. So it's got a little bit of everything in there, and it's just fun, creative, hopefully inspirational.
I love that idea. And it's always, you need to learn new ideas to make it fun for you, too, as the person who's entertaining.
That's true.
Thank you very much. That is just killing me right there with the chocolate. We will post a link to Kimberly's website after the show, and you can find all kinds of good stuff there as well. Thank you very much for joining us today. Looks delish. Coming up, a sizzling performance from the Latin fusion band Los Bambinos, plus we're cooking with one of the hottest new restaurants in town, Shawnick. But first, we sit down with stars from Seattle's brand new soccer team, the Seattle Reign. We'll be right back.